Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well today. In this video I wanted to share my current notebook setup. I am a huge stationery enjoyer and I just love notebooks. I love buying them for any reason and yeah, I love filling them up. I love everything about them. So I also like to watch these videos about people talking about how they use their notebooks and their different preferences for different brands and all of those kinds of things. So yeah, let's get into it. Here's my stack, and I will just show you a couple things and talk about them one by one. So this one I just started recently. I just got it for Christmas. It's a paperage lined notebook. I'll show you what it looks like inside. Pretty nice, modest lines, not too dark, not too far apart. That's my biggest pet peeve. I hate when lines are super dark because I just feel like it makes the page look ugly, and it really is bad if you're trying to ignore the lines and like draw over it or anything. So yeah, so far so good. The paper quality seems pretty good. This I am currently using as a gratitude journal because it can be really helpful in order to move yourself out of a state of like depression or stress or just feeling like fed up, frustrated with life. Gratitude journaling is really great for that. I learned this habit from a Buddhist monk on YouTube, and he was basically saying whenever he would catch himself in a negative thought spiral, he would force himself to pull out a notebook and write down 25 things he was grateful for. And 25 things is quite substantial when you start to do it. It takes a minute. So that forces you to have your brain kind of reset and kind of get to a different point. After around like 15 minutes of doing a different task, your brain will kind of like switch modes. So it switches you into a grateful mode instead of whatever you were doing before. And I have really liked this practice. I haven't been doing it for too long, but it's been really great so far. And in the past, when I did it, it really helped me a lot. So that's one notebook. On to the next one. This is the big heavy hitter of the video. Let me show you. It's a Leuchtturm 1917. It's not any special edition. It's just the dotted one, hardcover. I greatly prefer hardcovers, I have decided. But yeah, I just Mod Podged some stuff on the cover. I've been watching the Indigo League in Pokemon recently, so I have that, and then I have a Tootsie Pop thing on the back. And I'm trying to decorate my notebooks more recently because I go through them and I'm sick of having just like a billion piles of black notebooks. So and this one I bought as a Commonplace notebook, which if you don't know, commonplacing is basically, it's like when you have a journal but it's not really about your thoughts. It's about maybe media that you've consumed or things that you've learned, and it's supposed to just be like this compilation of your life, but not so introspective like journaling. And so that's why I got it, and I have a couple of things in here that are about that. Here are some notes I have on different kinds of like personality categorizations. I'm kind of interested in this, what's it called? Typology. So I was learning about that and taking some notes. So it is good for that, but I'm just gonna be real. It did end up devolving into me writing about my feelings, a lot of it. So here's another spread that's about like astrology. But yeah, it basically did end up becoming a daily journal. I ended up using it for the morning pages kind of thing. If you haven't heard about that, morning pages is an idea from this book called The Artist's Way, And it's basically where the idea is you're trying to get all of this like excess worry and like junk out of your brain and onto the paper, so then you can like move forward and, you know, be creative. And so you're supposed to write like 3 pages a day, and just like right when you wake up, like brain dump, you know. I sort of do that. Sometimes I don't do it in the morning. Sometimes I don't do 3 pages, but I like the idea. So, here's some notes on a YouTube video I watched, The Secret to Being Happy Alone, which was really great. But yeah, a lot of it is just a diary kind of thing. And that has been really great because now I can look back at what day certain things happened and also how I felt about it. One thing, though, that I have committed to in this journal is not doing negative, like ruminating diary entries, because that ended up being most of what I did when I was like writing in a daily diary kind of thing before. It just became very negative, and that was just ingraining these habits of thinking really badly about my life over and over and over. That was making these like connections in my brain stronger, and it was really depressing because then I would go back to look at my life over the past month or couple months, and it would just be negative, negative, negative thing. Every single entry was like depressing, and I was like, wow, this just makes me like feel like my life sucks, because this is, you know, what I'm looking at when I see my life. So in this one, I'm trying to be a little bit more positive or even just objective about what happens, and limiting the emo-ness. And it's been really great because there are a lot of great things that happen in my life that are not warranting just insane negativity. Here is a Meowth page. It's just little doodles. I also use this as a planner. It's just been kind of a catch-all kind of notebook, which is really great because I sometimes only want to carry one notebook. I carry a lot of crap with me. Okay, maybe I'll do a what's in my bag someday. Okay, notebook number 3. This is not really a notebook. This is a watercolor sketchbook. I actually haven't been making too much art recently, but I'm trying to get back into it, and I really love watercolor. So I don't have a lot in here, but I will show you this painting that I did of a duck. I love ducks. Okay, so yeah, not much to say. It's just a horizontal watercolor notebook. And then this is the last one I have today, which is also a black notebook that I'm trying to decorate. So I put some fabric on it. It's really just cheap paper, plain sketchbook kind of stuff. And I like having 2 sketchbooks because I'm trying to be more intentional with the stuff that I create. And sometimes you just need to plan it, you know? And it's also great sometimes to not have pressure on yourself to make a good like colored spread over and over and over. And when it's in a watercolor notebook or sketchbook, I do want to do that. I want it to be good every time because I want to look through it, and I also want it to be like worth the value of the sketchbook, which was not cheap. So yeah, this one doesn't have anything super exciting. Oh, here's a toad that I drew. Some kind of like African frog, I think. I forgot. So just little graphite doodles mostly. Here's a marker thing. So yeah, that's my current lineup. It's really mostly stuff in this because this is like a planner and a diary and whatever else. And then my other notebooks are kind of like supports to that. Yeah, I hope that you enjoyed listening to me ramble about my notebooks, and I really hope that you try using a notebook for some aspect of life because it is really great to have physical things. Like, I feel like something gets lost when you do these things digitally. Like, the fact that I can tell my feelings based on my handwriting a little bit when I'm writing in these it's really nice to look back on because it does change from time to time, you know? So there's that. And also, I forgot, but before I wrap up this video, I also have a dream journal, but I haven't used it recently and I don't even know where it is. But that's also a really great way to process things because then you can start to make connections and see patterns in your dreams and look up what they mean and stuff if you want to do that. So, yeah, I highly recommend just writing stuff down and getting a notebook. And maybe I will make more videos on this as my system develops. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.